I need drinks.
How to be a registered nurse in Canada and how's the nursing.
Hey dreamers, what's going on? This is your guy Vino and welcome back to Vinos Corners. You are here in my nursing corner of my life and I am here again for my educators video. Right now I am in Vancouver, Canada, and I would just like to thank everyone for all the love and support that you guys have given me. Thank you so much. Please do subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And before anything else, intro paso!
I am with my good friend for, as I remember, I think almost 12 years now. A good friend who is a registered nurse here in Canada working in operating room. Let's all welcome Mickey.
Lol.
Hi Mickey, I'm so excited for this vlog. I've been waiting for this. I know.
Ilang years actually,
Yeah.
yes, push.
I'm really apart from being here in in Vancouver from Seattle. Apart from seeing the tourist spots here in Vancouver, I'm excited to meet you as well because we haven't seen each other for a long time, and also to know about nursing in Canada. I know a lot of people are interested on how to be a registered nurse in Canada and how's the nursing situation in Canada. So, before anything else, how about I'll let you introduce yourself? Tamad yan? Okay, you
Okay
introduce
lang.
yourself. Yeah.
So hi, my name is Mickey. I was born in the Philippines, but I came here when I was 2 years old. So I grew up in Montreal, Quebec, actually, which is the other side of Canada. So I've been in Canada for about 34 years now. I've been a nurse, oh boy, for maybe over 12 years. I started med surgical nursing for 2 years, did OR for 4 or 5 years, and now I'm travel nursing here in British Columbia. So it's been 4 years now for travel nursing here.
And you're originally from Montreal.
I'm originally from Montreal, yes.
Yeah, what a beautiful introduction, Mickey.
Well,
How are you, Mickey?
I'm good. I'm good.
How do you like your nursing work?
Nursing. Whoa, boy. It's been a wild ride actually, because from jumping from bedside nursing going into the OR, which is a lot more of a specialty, and then now doing travel nursing, which is another expansion of nursing in itself. It's been challenging career-wise, or even as a worker actually, because you have to learn to adapt in different hospitals all the time. So in travel nursing, we do different contracts with different hospitals, and every hospital has their own culture. So you kind of learn
That's
how to
right.
adapt to a new place, you move with them too, and different ways of doing nursing, which is nice because you're not fixed into like a specific nursing, and you can see how broad our job is, which is great.
Yeah, you're another traveler nurse. I already interviewed one travel nurse. Her name is Yuna. I'm gonna put the link on this video if you're interested to do travel nursing. And that's another specialty that I want to venture because I like traveling a lot, so much. So the world currently right now is experiencing a lot of nursing shortage everywhere, especially after this pandemic. And I think this is the best time for those high school still thinking what they want to do in their life, or if you're nursing graduate and then you're out of practice, it's the best time to go back to nursing. Okay, I know you guys wanted to know this, so let's go straight to this topic. How's the salary or the pay as a registered nurse here in Canada? And can you give us just a range, at least our viewers have an idea what are they going to expect?
Yeah, wages of nursing here in Canada depends on province and each region, and depending on your specialty and which whether you're working in private practice or you're working in the hospital. So in general, I think on average for the whole Canada, just putting it all together, it's about $37 an hour starting. If you're doing an LPN or like a licensed practical nurse or a registered practical nurse as well, or RPN, starting I believe starts at 27, 26, and then it increases up in level. So you go from 27, 26 up to about like $30 for LPNs. And then for RNs, you go up from maybe like 36 up to $50 in a regular general hospital setting. If you work in a especially they increase like maybe like a couple of dollars. But I think in private practices, like say you're working like for like specific like a private doctor's office, then you can range up to like $50 to $60 an hour.
Wow. And then there's an increase every year, or
there's an up to the highest level. Is it
merit increase or it's automatic?
No, I think it's per hour of experiences as well.
Okay, and then this nurses here or Canada have a union?
We have a union. It's BC union for specifically for BC. Each province have their different unions, and each province also have their different school nursing like board.
Well. Okay, the nursing here have like level, and then once you reach the top, that's the maximum salary.
That's your max.
Yeah, so it's kind of similar to New Zealand. Like if you're an experienced nurse in New Zealand, you'll be step 5, and then there's a range for that, and then for you to be able to go to step 6, at least you've been in step 5 for a year, and then you have to do some papers, something like that, and then until you go to step 7, which is like the ceiling rate of the registered nurse in New Zealand. So yeah, same concept. Wow, that's very interesting, huh? I'm gonna think about moving here now.
Why not? If you
well,
want
I have
to.
a lot of friends here though.
Actually,
so,
yes, you do.
So how about job flexibility?
As for like scheduling wise, usually kind of like everywhere else, if you work in a hospital, you work pretty much year round with I think 1.5 days bank for sick days. So you get paid at least 13 days of like paid sick leaves a year, and then for vacations at least 4 weeks, and then can increase up. It's after maybe like 27 years of experience, then you can go up to at least like 9 weeks paid.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But
okay.
yes, at least like it goes up. Yeah, 9 weeks is a lot, but
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but like scheduling wise, also depending on where you're working. Some hospitals now they do 12-hour shifts. Your regular 8 hours from like 7 to 3, 3 to 11, 11 to like night shifts. Some hospitals don't have graveyard shifts, and then some hospitals have 12 hours and some have 10 hours.
So do you guys have a graveyard shift in OR or no?
We do, depending on the hospital. If private clinics, you don't do overnight surgery, so you don't have those. But like St. Paul's, for example, or I believe VGH, which is a bigger hospital, mostly here BC, but also in Quebec too, we have graveyard shifts as well.
Oh wow. How about on-call?
On-call, usually after evening. So if you do like let's say 3 to 11, you're on-call until 7 a.m. in the morning. If you're up north in a rural hospital, your on-call can be 48 hours to 16 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, because they don't have like an evening shift or night shift, so then you do like 7 to 8
the on-call.
And the on-call for the rest of the evening.
Okay, it's
which
not
is actually
bad.
great.
Yeah, it's actually great. Yeah, it is great. So let's talk about the benefits, or how does the healthcare system here works. So as the nurse, does the nurses need some healthcare insurance, or how does it work here?
So there is medical insurance provincially. Here it is MSP that we have, the I think medical service plan that BC provides for all residents of BC, and it gives you pretty much like basic care, the coverage for basic care. So whether you need like a therapist or anything like that, like medical care, it is covered under MSP. So if you need surgeries and such. The only thing that they do not cover is, let's say, like dental or actually that's not true. I think they do. That's actually work benefits. You get dental coverage for work benefits. You get regular health care work benefits, and they'll pay a percentage of your drugs.
Right.
For pharmaceuticals, and that's where they give a percentage of.
Okay. So is it universal healthcare here?
Yes, it's more universal healthcare, but they also sometimes have to, if you need more care than other people, then you can also have additional insurances as well that you pay private pay. Yeah.
So universal healthcare is a kind of healthcare system that the government pays for all the expenses. So it's kind of similar to New Zealand as well. But it's a BS if they say, hey, if it's universal healthcare, everything is free. It's
That's
not.
true.
It's not true. And also, you also need to think of waiting, a queue.
Yes, there's a different
Yeah, waiting a queue. For example, surgery. It's the government will pay for it, but you have to wait for a queue for you to have the operation done, right?
Yes, but when it comes to for example, but it works well with if you have to go through an emergency.
Yeah.
At least there's no waiting. You go right away.
Yes,
you
correct.
get your test done. Especially when it comes to MRI, CT scans, it can be very, very expensive exams that
Correct.
most people won't do in a private paid setting.
Yeah.
So you can get full care that you need, including let's say if someone had a heart transplant or not, or even just any cabbages or anything heart disease and such, organ transplants, which are very, very expensive surgeries, and yet those are covered by medical universal healthcare.
Okay. So you mentioned earlier about the LPN, licensed practical nurse. So can you tell me what are the categories of nurses in Canada, or should I say types of nurses or categories?
It's more levels of nursing.
Levels, okay.
Yeah, so you have your regular, LPNs. It's the only difference with them with RNs is just level of education. So there are for LPNs they have a nursing diploma in specific colleges that allows them to work in the hospitals, and then but they are only limited to stable patients. They cannot do ICU, they cannot do any more patients who require more care. Registered nurses are a little bit more advanced, which is a regular nursing everywhere else, and then you have your nurse practitioners, which is more bachelor's, master's level.
Right. So same thing as in the US as well.
Yes.
You have the LPN, registered nurse, and then the nurse practitioner, which are those who are nurses who can prescribe medication.
Yeah. And now we've started having it's for OR, for example, the operating room. When I was training for it back then, we didn't have a specific program for it yet. It was some colleges would offer them, but mine was more on the job. The hospital provided the training. But now, in BC, you actually have to go through a program that actually certifies you for OR and other specialties as well.
Amazing. Yeah. Great. So you guys have a lot of options. So Canada has a lot to offer. Sky's the limit. So, right?
Yeah, as long as you have the will to pursue it, go for it.
Yes, yeah. So the will is the secret. Okay, so what is the national exam that the foreign nurses or nurses who graduate here in Canada have to take so they can practice as a registered nurse?
Right. And there are actually two different ones. For the whole Canada, it's actually the NCLEX exam, which most people are aware of. In Quebec specifically, they have something called the OIQ. And it's only specifically in Quebec that it is an equivalent to NCLEX, but it's only Quebec that requires it.
Oh, why Quebec always wanted to be different, huh?
You have that one kid in the family that wants to be different. That is Quebec. That's Quebec for you.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's a bit frustrating, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For those who don't know what the OIQ stands for, it's All des infirmiers et infirmières du Québec.
What's that?
All des infirmiers et infirmières du Québec. Basically, the order of nurses. Yeah. Order of nurses in Quebec.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what OIQ is.
It's a French.
It's French.
Oh, so you speak French and you're speaking French to me. Do you want me to speak Tagalog to you now?
Go.
No.
That's okay. I'll take it.
He does speak Tagalog when we're way back 2011. I remember that Mickey that is not fluent speaking Tagalog, but right now he improves. So yeah. So are you familiar with TN visa?
TN visa, we don't have those here.
Ah, okay. So there's some areas who have TN visa.
Yes, I guess for different jobs there might be that there is a temporary workers visa that they can work here with. I think that's pretty much the equivalent for the TN visas.
Right.
But for nurses, they have allowed a program specifically in BC. Actually, this actually came out in the news where they're trying to help international educated nurses to work here. They made a pathway. They made it more easier for international educated nurses, in that they will apply their PR at the same time once they've registered with an authority that they can, like let's say they registered with authority, they got a job or like a job offer and such, then they'll actually process the papers for them to PR and everything. And it's actually I'll find the website and I'll let you.
I'll put the link on.
We has
this
more
video.
information on it because again, don't quote me on it.
Yeah.
That's on it right now. But yes, there's that information.
Okay, so what can you tell, or what do you think Canada is the best country to migrate and work as a registered nurse? I know it's very opinionated.
Yeah, it's very subjective.
Subjective, right?
It is. It's hard to compare because this is the only place I've been nursing in. I think every province, I mean, whether here or elsewhere, there's always beauty in things, and you kind of find the best out of it. So if I were to talk about Quebec, it's very rich in culture, and that it's very integrated with it, even in healthcare. So you have an English sector and a French sector to work in. So you see like the French culture and the same thing for the English culture all like married in one place. And there's so many pools of different international people that you care for. That's in Quebec, which is really nice. And Quebec, Montreal, and it's self-specific, and that's where I grew up. We have a lot of cultural stuff, like with festivals every year round, whether in winter or summer. They love festivals. They love music festivals. So it's rich in that. Vancouver, we call it beautiful British Columbia because it is absolutely gorgeous here. You didn't see much from it because of the rain, but we have mountains and forests, and it's absolutely stunning. A lot of people are known to hike. They're very active. We have a lot of marathons. We have a lot of athletes that does Olympics here as well. So Canada is there's so much to offer in Canada, and you have to kind of see it for yourself.
I know it's my first time to come here in Canada, and initially, as soon as I arrived to the border, oh my god, I fell in love with the place.
That's nice.
I love Vancouver.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the other places like Saskatchewan or
yes, it's gonna be quite
Quebec,
different.
Montreal. I haven't seen them, so that's my plan.
And in terms of nursing wise too, I guess for Vancouver, we are a lot more aware with our Indigenous communities. We actually have a First Nations authority specifically towards Indigenous communities, where they allow they have that authority to be able to look into let's say Indigenous health practices, and then actually afford researches specifically to their practices and have scientific backing, because a lot of people that allow their cultures to continue to do what they do.
Wow. And I heard that Canada government doing so much.
They do a lot.
For that.
It actually has become a requirement even for regular nurses to have Indigenous training.
Yeah, a module or something like
yes,
that.
exactly.
Yeah, we do that as well. Back in New Zealand, it's called Pacifica, like those from Pacific Island and then living in New Zealand. So, okay, how about someone living here in Canada, or people who wanted to move here in Canada? What are the paths or what are the steps that they can take to be a registered nurse here, like study or whatever?
Right. So if like we mentioned earlier about internationally educated nurses, now there's like a program that Canada provides for them to apply here as well, and they even include bursaries in order to reimburse the application process to make it easier for them. In Quebec, for example, I think once they've actually looked into your education, see the equivalence to here from wherever country you're from. In Quebec, they actually have like 6 months program bridging.
Just 6 months?
Yeah. So you can actually bridge your nursing, and then you can apply for your
Wow. Is it do they need? Oh, they need to take NCLEX, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But
NCLEX or OIQ.
It's kind of like a bridging course or an assessment program for your nursing skills, right?
Right. Kind of like the 6
wow.
months at least is for like bridging.
It's not bad.
And then there's another program, also we'll give you the website later, for like the assessment part. I think Quebec is not included. British Columbia, Alberta, and another province would have, wants to register, have nurses registered to, I The NNAS.
Yeah,
The NNAC. Something like that. But I'll put the link in.
I'll put the link.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
probably have
not
to go
good
through-
on memorizing websites, so
Actually.
guys.
But we'll have to do like a whole other vlog about that more in detail. So
we
that
will.
your
We
poor
will.
guys like, what are they talking about?
We will definitely do a more detailed video of that one. Yeah. How about in terms of salary, which place is the best, or not the best, but you can recommend, or do you think is the best for you to work as a registered nurse in terms of salary or wages?
Right. Like everywhere else you kind of would work to, you would look into like salary but also place, right? Because yes, you can have like a higher salary, but then you can also be in the middle of nowhere for it.
Correct.
So when it comes to in general, anywhere outside Quebec is actually pays better. Quebec is the worst paid. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, I don't mean to like crap on Quebec. Sorry, but like it is the worst paid. We start off at like 26 or something, but everywhere else about 32, which is pretty good. Alberta is the best paid. Actually, the highest was one of the highest paid provinces for here. Vancouver is kind of like in the middle second. Manitoba is a bit higher also, but Manitoba is also the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. You know, my friend whose name is Alberto asking me which place to go to Canada. So I'll tell Alberto, go to Alberta.
Actually, he'll be happy. Yeah, it'll be great. Alberta, Vancouver, would be nice.
Okay, what can you advise to our dreamers, because I call my viewers dreamers out there, why choose Canada?
Why choose Canada? Wow. People are nicer. No, I don't know if they're nicer, but we're nice. I think we try to be nice. Canada's a great place actually. It's a lot. Even for me, even if I've lived here for how many years, there's so much still for me to discover, and it's rich. It's rich in like beauty and like environment and health wise. We're very environmentally conscious. Like you will be able to see on the streets, like our waste bags are all separate with recycling, organics, papers, plastics.
And very disciplined people.
They're very, very disciplined and they're quite clean. There's some, of course, there's some people aren't. But
I so love the way, because I was driving and then I noticed a lot of people are very respectful, especially on the road. Like they signal.
Sometimes.
which is really.
Yeah,
no, that's what I noticed.
Okay.
I mean, don't quote on me, but in America, it's the worst. So, thank you so much, Mickey.
That was such a pleasure.
It was such a great conversation with you. I'm not gonna take your time too long, dreamers, and I know you guys are really interested on Canada. Canada is an option for you, and also Mickey will take me to different tourist spots as well, so I'm not gonna take your time too long. Again, this is your guy Vino. As I always say, it's never too late to follow your dreams. Bye.
Wow.